Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and come in 5 minutes early, because why not? Might as well, it's my show, I can come in whenever I want. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to the State of the SEL Live! I did this 2 weeks ago, and then last week I was at the beach, busy getting stung by a jellyfish on my left hand, so I couldn't do a show, mainly because I was out of town, but the jellyfish wasn't fun to meet either. But I'm back for another edition of the State of the SEL Live before a Monday Night Lights kicking off in just about an hour and 5 minutes. So you can stick around for some more SEL show matches after this show. But hope you're all having a fine Monday night so far. I guess Monday evening's a better term to use right now. We're getting close tonight. That starts when Monday Night Lights starts, of course. So everyone's doing well, because we got a packed show tonight. I've got a lot of last chance qualifier, a lot of Elite 8 results to go through in the SEL. I know I've got some maybe not so typical SEL viewers in chat, so I'm definitely going to be talking about stakes, talking about results, talking about where we are in the season, and describing what's on the line. And I've got some special guests popping into the show a little bit later on, so I gotta be faster than I was 2 weeks ago, because I talked a lot 2 weeks ago about everything. So we got a show to get through, so that's why I'm starting a couple minutes early. Is the stream quality good? Because my playback thing says it's unstable, so I gotta make sure that's okay. Especially before Monday Night Lights later, because I don't know what's up. But what's up? Pyro's in chats. I'm glad you love my thumbnails. See, when I stopped doing SEL like YouTube videos, kind of when I transitioned more to the live shows, I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to do as many thumbnails. But I got plenty of thumbnails still to go. I've got several still to be used. In tonight's show especially. What's up, Luigi? How's it going? Hope you're doing all right. I see you got a big match next Monday. I gotta talk to Wade, you guys, and Buddy about potentially, because right now the King versus FSU and King versus Georgia State matches are scheduled for next Monday, and I'm trying to get those on Monday Night Lights. I'll be completely honest. So be ready for a DM from me about that, because I guess I'd probably go to Fry's first. I don't actually know. Luigi, who is the captain of Florida State? I'm not actually certain who the official captain of FSU is. Because I talked to all three of you, and you're all three so active. I don't know the official captain. But regardless, okay. Here we go. We're going to actually start the show now, because people are piling. All right, Fries is the official captain. That's good to know. Good to know. Then Fries will be getting a DM from me, but it affects you too. Okay, we're actually talking SEL now, because I got to talk about some predictions that I made in last week's State of the SEL. That was a canned video where I just predicted the last chance qualifier. And so far, my predictions have not gone well, if you can believe that. My LCQ predictions last split were awful. And this split they're not much better. The Bepic curse is kind of in full effect right now. We've played 3 series in the LCQ. I've gotten all of them wrong. So I'm going to recap my predictions real quick for those that didn't get to catch that video. So here we go. This is Group 1. Florida and Arkansas at the top. Louisiana Tech and ECU at the bottom. And Florida and Arkansas have already played. And Arkansas 3-0'd Florida, which is absolutely crazy. Like, Arkansas have really no quality wins yet this season. They've lost to Bruton Parker FAU and UGA, and they beat Northern Kentucky, UAH White, UTK White, and the last place team in, I forget who the last place team in Group 4 is off the top of my head, but no quality wins for Arkansas. So I come in here thinking they're not gonna be looking so good compared to everyone else that they're playing in the last chance qualifier. And then they 3-0 Florida. Let me see if I can pull those results up. Because that was definitely the most shocking part of the last chance qualifier so far. I'm starting with the craziest. Sorry for the refresh. But here you go. And it wasn't just a beating of Florida. It was a beat down of Florida. 3-1, 5-0, 3-0. Florida scored 1 goal. I don't know what happened. Honestly, I don't know. And so that feels like a bit of a curse right there, because Florida's had a good season so far. They've only lost to King and Kentucky, I believe. Well, they had only lost to King and Kentucky. And then this happens. So awkward. Awkward for me. Awkward for Florida. Elsewhere in the last chance qualifier, UNCC taken down by Alabama, which is next up in my group predictions. Group 2. So, oh, that's the wrong group. Okay, then I skipped a group there. My bad. But regardless, South Carolina and UH Blue play tomorrow. Clemson and NKU already played, and NKU beat them. They barely squeaked into the last chance qualifier. I thought Clemson would be able to handle them, and I was wrong. Again, I was wrong. I cursed Clemson, which I kind of messed up my own show's order, because the next overlay, and I'm going to go ahead and pan to it, is Clemson got cursed. Because I asked the question, who's going to get cursed after going over? Whoa, ignore that. Ignore that. And Clemson got cursed. They lost to NKU, who won a couple tight games over Clemson, but they won games over Clemson. They took that 3-1, and they move within one series of making it to the playoffs after barely getting in due to a 3-way tie that they won because of one singular game of Rocket League, which, if they make it to playoffs, will be one of the more absurd runs, because again, they have to go through the loser of South Carolina and UAH Blue. I predicted UAH Blue to lose that, but then beat Clemson, and I still stick with that. But still, NKU taking a big dub there. And then Group 3 in my last chance qualifier predictions. Here you go. Is a team that we're going to talk about, UNCC and Alabama, or the series we're going to talk about, rather. Because UNCC, I thought, hot off of a Game 5 victory over UTK, ending UTK's undefeated streak, would be able to win that one. But they lose. Alabama beat them on the mainstream. And Game 4 was one of those not just beating, but beat downs. So, Alabama looking good right now, going into playoffs. They made it to the postseason for the first time in a while. It's been a bit since Bama has been in the postseason. I think since Season 2. Season 2 was the last time that they made it. Here, we can look together. You can all check out my SEL document. Let's scroll down to the bottom part. Find, if I can grab the scroll bar. Find Alabama. Where are they? Didn't play there. Alright, Season 2 was when they joined us, apparently. Yep, UA Crimson. They won at the last chance qualifier. So actually, Alabama has never made it to playoffs. Last chance qualifier. Last chance qualifier. Last chance qualifier. So congrats to Alabama. They made it there. They're playing tonight as well on Monday Night Lights, if you're curious, if you want to stick around for that. Because they're playing Arkansas, actually. The two teams that won in the LCQ to make it to playoffs. Alabama's playing with Crimson, or with Solution instead of Trizen tonight. But I still think that'll be a pretty good match. What's up, Antics? How's it going? Game 4 moment indeed. I love you too, Monk. Love you too. Shout out, Buds. Yeah, that was a Game 4 incident. Absolutely. That overtime winner, though, if you didn't get to see it, I might have to do some producing work real fast and put it up into the stream, because it's an absolutely mental game winner. Like, I think Trizen gets bumped by Gray into the ball off a kickoff and scores on a UNCC open net because no one's expecting him to be there. It's absolutely mental. So I'll have to play some clips of the week. I think I've got it downloaded. But it's clipped on the SEL stream if you want to go check that out. It is definitely worth a watch. It's a crazy goal, and Foof and TJ's reaction to it is also hilarious, because they don't notice it the first time around on the replay, but they notice it the second time around. And I'm just gonna see if I can pull it up. I should be able to really quickly. Let's see. All right, we're gonna try this. I got 3 clips that I thoroughly enjoyed in this week's SEL stream. Let's see.
Get the advantage in the series and put
yeah.
themselves at game point. Trizen seizes the moment and takes the goal. Bama, 2 in a row.
I'm standing up out of my chair.
What?
Wait, I didn't even see that. He got bumped into that.
Yes.
Are you for
yes.
real?
Yes.
I love the what when Foof realizes what just happened. That is one of my favorite clips. It was awesome. Gray meant to do it. It was all intentional, all calculated. Okay, fair enough, Gray. I believe it. I believe it. All right. So that's one of my favorite clips, and it led to, it was a crucial overtime goal as well. Like, it was game 3, series is tied, and they win it like that in overtime. Mental. So last chance qualifier, that's all the series that have been played, but I'll go over my group 4 predictions just because I am playing one of the series on Monday Night Lights tonight. That one at the top right there, that UGA versus South Carolina Garnet. They're playing on Monday Night Lights at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Winner goes to playoffs. Loser gets the winner of UAB versus Montevallo. And there you go. You can find predictions laid out. You can find out in real time if the Bepic curse is actually a thing. If you watch UGA play South Carolina Garnet on my stream, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. There's the shameless plug, because I want as many eyes on that as possible, honestly. Because this is probably one of the spicier groups in the last chance qualifier. So I'm excited to get at least one of those matches on my stream, because the LCQ, it never disappoints. So I'm hyped. Jobro wants Georgia to win so he can pick them, which that's a good segue. Joe, thank you very much for that, because on the top side of the SEL, the top 8 teams out of groups, they're playing in group play right now. The Elite 8 has been going on while the last chance qualifier has been going on, and it's also yielded some kind of spicy results. Here, we'll pan over now. Here are the standings in Group 1. These are the group winners. So, first place in the 4 groups, stuck into a group with each other, and Bruton Parker has dominated. Antics is in chat. I know he knows firsthand what's been going on in Group 1 of the Elite 8, because Bruton Parker has cemented themselves as the #1 team in the SEL at the moment. I don't know if this was a big brain play from UTK losing to UNCC in Game 5 to give Buds the #1 seed going into the Elite 8, but it kind of feels like it. Oh wait, I gotta change my overlay. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Because Bruton Parker dominated right there, and UTK. We don't get a Bruton Parker versus UTK match until the winners semifinals, potentially in playoffs. Which is kind of a spoiler as to how Group 2 went, but Group 1 has been all BPC. De facto #1, definite #1 right now. And there are some unplayed matches right now, like I was talking about earlier. King versus Buds, King versus FSU, still to be played. And King kind of hold the fate of Group 1 in their hands. because if they go 2-0, they'll take the 2 seed. And if they go 1-1, they could force a crazy tiebreaker if they lose to Buds, but beat FSU. So that would be a 3-way tiebreaker. And all this matters because the stakes of the Elite 8 groups determine a draft order. So these guys have already made playoffs. These 4 teams and the 4 teams playing in Group 2. And the way that the round 1 matchups are decided is Group 1 drafts the lower bracket LCQ teams, and then Group 2 drafts the upper bracket LCQ teams in the order of their placement. So Bruton Parker's drafting first. We know that for certain. And then however the rest of Group 1 shakes out is going to be the rest of the draft order. So these guys don't know any of the teams they're picking yet. But over in Group 2, that's the LCQ bracket. Over in Group 2, UTK's already won it, going 9-1 against Cumberland, Kentucky, and FAU. UTK is done messing around, apparently, because they dominated the 2 seeds out of group play. So UTK is going to be drafting first. We know that for certain. They are going to get one of the upper bracket LCQ teams. They could pick Bama. They could pick Arkansas. They can pick the winner of UGA versus South Carolina Garnet. We don't know quite yet. But Cumberland, they were able to beat Kentucky. Come on now. They were able to beat Kentucky 3-1. Cumberland was also, it has not yet played. No, wait. Cumberland was able to, Cumberland beat Kentucky. Sorry. A lot of words on the screen right now throwing me off. But they couldn't beat UTK, got swept there. And this is the big result, honestly. Kentucky getting a forfeit win versus FAU. That is important because now FAU, if they lose to Cumberland, are going to be finishing last in Group 2. And there are some dangerous teams coming out of the top side of the LCQ bracket, like South Carolina or UAH Blue. One of those 2 teams is going to be coming out on the top side of the LCQ bracket. And I mean, South Carolina especially. Like, if I'm one of these Group 2 teams drafting, I'm taking a look at the pool of teams that I could get. Alabama, Arkansas, UGA or South Carolina Garnet, or South Carolina. There's a team that kind of stands out right there. Which, no offense to the rest of you, but you don't have rank, what is Og rank A? I don't know. Whatever he peaked at in 6-mans. Like, I don't want to play a rank A player in round 1 of playoffs. So FAU could be stuck with South Carolina. Although, you know, if you're FAU, you got a rank X player on your team. I think Hammy was rank X. Same kind of dealio. But still, it's the difference between a team that's a little bit below South Carolina or South Carolina in round 1 of playoffs. And round 1 is, it can shape your bracket. Look at Florida. Last semester, who was they to play? They had to play Cumberland, they had to play King as their round 1 matchups in upper and lowers. And they took both of them in game 5. Doesn't matter. You're stuck with 6 points going into spring. And so that round 1 matchup matters. So FAU's already last, Chip. Okay. So unconfirmed by me, but Chip has done the math in Group 2. I trust Chip. So FAU's already last. So that FF loss is already wreaking some havoc on round 1 of playoffs. So interesting. Very interesting there.